Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'm going to be doing my very ambitious November TBR. So I have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books on this TBR. So that's being pretty ambitious, but I'm actually off quite a bit this month, which I'm really excited about because work, like, I can't describe how much I hate work, but so I'll be spending most of the time reading. So yeah, before we can go ahead and get started, because there's quite a few books on here, but before I forget, don't forget to check out my October monthly vlog, so I'll link that up in the cards and down below if you want to go and check that out. So let's just go ahead and get started. So these are the first two books that I will be reading this month, and I got these from the library because these are series that I'm really interested in getting into, but I wanted to see how I felt about the first one before I invest into the series. So the first one I have here is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and this is I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a science fiction fantasy, but talking about climate change in a sense. So I've heard really great things about this, and I've been wanting to pick this up for quite some time now. So like I said, I got this from the library, so I have to finish this by November 9th. So like I said, I've heard great things about it. I know Sunbeam's Jess, on her channel she talked about this, and this series is what she did her master's thesis on. So I'm really interested to read this and learn more about it. Like I said, I'm getting the first one in this series to see how I feel about it before I invest in the other books. So yeah, and this is one that I tried to read before, I think last winter, but I never got around to reading it, and it is The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden, and this is another fantasy series that I really am interested in getting into, but it talks about like Russian folklore and all of that stuff, and like fairy tales and all that stuff. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with this series, but I kind of wanted to go into it not knowing too much about it. So yeah, it's actually quite small in terms of size, so I hopefully will be able to get through this rather quickly. So like I said, this is just me seeing if it's a series that I'm interested in, and then I will buy the rest of the books in the series. I know that, or even ask for them for Christmas or my birthday. So that's my plan for these two books. So I'll be starting these probably right now. I'm probably reading them as this video goes up. So next is the audiobook that I will be listening to this month, and it is Crest. So this is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles, and this is my favorite book of the series. I read this series back in 2015, or started it, and I really loved it. So I've been wanting to feel nostalgic, and so I've been rereading these in audiobook format. So this one I'm really excited about because it is my favorite, and the narrator does such a really good job. She puts on such a good performance because this is a very character-driven series. So I'm really excited. There's things I totally forgot that happened in here, so like especially from re-listening to Cinder and Scarlet. So I always look forward to these when I'm in the car. So definitely in November, this is something I'm looking forward to. So this is a book that comes out this month, and it's Archenemies by Marissa Meyer, and this is the 2nd book in the Renegade duology series trilogy. I don't know what this is going to be, but like I said, this is the 2nd book in a series, and it takes place in a future society where there are these superheroes and the regular people, but the superheroes, there's like the anarchists and then like the heroes, they're on two separate sides of how they think superheroes should be part of society, if that makes sense. Like some people think they shouldn't be involved with like crime and all that, and the other people think they do. So it kind of reminds me of The Incredibles actually. So if you were a fan of that, you would like this. So I read this, did I read this, the first book, earlier this year? I think I did a reading vlog on it sometime. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I read this year, and I really like it, so I'm really excited for this one coming out as well. And another book that's coming out this month, which I'm really excited about, and is also the Tales&Teacup book club pick for November and December, which is Becoming by Michelle Obama, and this is her autobiography / memoir. And so I find Michelle Obama is such, I don't know, she's such an aspiring woman, and I'd love to learn more about her, and I think she's such a strong female role model, so I'm really interested to learn more about her, and I feel like she's such an intellectual woman, and just kind of learning her journey and how she ended up being a first lady. So I think that will be really interesting, and I'm really excited for this book. So next, this is a book that I'm going to be buddy reading with my friend, and I think we're aiming to have it finished by New Year's, and it is Kingdom of Ash, and this is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and I actually got her introduced to this series during like our masters, and so that's how she got into it. So we're going to be reading these together, so we're doing 100 pages every week, and this is almost 1,000 pages, so it's going to take us a while to get through, but I think it'll be fun to do that buddy reading format, especially because I don't know anyone else who reads the books I do like in person. So I'm really happy to have someone that I can discuss this with. And both me and my friend have kind of fallen off this bandwagon, especially because we're not a big fan of Rowan, but hopefully we're thinking this book will redeem itself. We prefer the Court of Thorns and Roses series a lot more, and we'll probably buddy read the new one that comes out in the spring. But yeah, we'll see. This book has 1,000 pages to redeem itself, and I really hope it does. So this is a book that I think that I can read rather quickly, and it is the illustrated edition of the Tales of Beedle the Bard, which is featured in Harry Potter, and I have the original edition of this that came with the Hogwarts Library collection, but I never ended up reading it. And so yeah, I was like, saw the illustrated edition, came in the mail, and I was like, well, this is a good opportunity for me to read it. So yeah, I always forget about the illustrated editions, but I've been making a point to go out of my way and make sure I finish these. So I really want to finish it this month, and I think it is doable. I probably could finish this in a day if I was really wanting to. So yeah, and so if I finish all of the books on my TBR, I will be picking up the next book in the Inspector Gamache series by Louise Penny, and which is A Fatal Grace. And so I read the first book, Still Life, last February, and I really like this series, and I really want to focus more on my crime series moving into 2019. So this is the next book in the series, and I really like this. It takes place in Canada, and if you're Canadian like me, there's little tidbits in there that you'll get about Canadian culture that some of like people who aren't Canadian won't get. So it reminds me of home, and especially with the first one, she created such a atmospheric read for me. Like I could picture myself in the town where this murder took place. Like even though a murder took place and there was a crazy person running around, like I wanted to live in this town. It kind of reminded me of Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls, but yeah, I'm really excited. We get little tidbits of Inspector Gamache because every crime series, like the protagonist always needs to have some dark backstory, so we'll probably learn more about this in this one. But yeah, if I finish my Ambitious TBR, then I'm going to be moving on to this because I just want to marathon through the books that I own. So yeah, so that's it guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what books you're excited to read this month, and if you've read any of these, what your thoughts and opinions are. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!